Over the past few years, I've spoken with many people who want to start a career in interior design, and almost all of them ask the same question. So, where do I even begin? Not how to choose colors, not how to decorate, but how to actually enter the profession. Because after working in interior design for more than 12 years in Milan and in different roles, I realized something really interesting. The path into this industry is much less obvious than people think. So, in this video, I want to walk you through how people actually start in interior design based on my experience and also the experience of many people that I know in this industry, and what the first steps really look like. So, you don't need to stress once you have a clear direction of this path. So, let's begin. So, step number one, understand what the profession really is. So before trying to become an interior designer, my advice is the first step is understanding what the job actually involves. Interior design is not just decorating spaces, it's about solving spatial problems. And designers think about how people move, how they move through spaces, how layouts function, how materials interact, and how an idea becomes something that actually be built in real life. And of course, there is creativity involved in this process, but behind every project there is also structure. So it's like a structured creativity. So it's about planning and also decisions. So understanding this early gives you much more clarity about the profession. So here's the step number two, building the basic skills. So what it means, once you understand the profession, the next step is building the basic skills. And remember, this is important. At the beginning, you don't need to know everything. Please don't compare yourself with senior designers or professions that you see on social media, because those people have years of experience, many projects, many mistakes, many kilometers and miles walked in this profession. So, sure, they seem like really confident. So, you're simply in a different phase of your career, and that's completely normal. It's human. So, but there are three skills that are important to start with. So the first one is spatial thinking. So what it means? It means understanding how spaces actually work, how rooms are connected, how people move through them, how layouts, for example, influence different like comfort. And the second one is technical literacy. What it means? Like in interior design, communication is throughout drawings. So it means understanding floor plans, layouts, technical drawings. And these drawings are the language between designers, clients, contractors, and also suppliers. The third one, the third skill that is really important is visual communication. So what it means like mood boards, sketches, presentations, and there are many, many ways to do this, but we will speak about this in the next video. So these tools help transform an idea into something people can actually see and visualize, especially if you work like with private clients because they don't know really well the language of drawing. So visuals are really important to show to them how it potentially can look like in real life. Okay, the step number three, choose a learning path. So what this means? This means that there are like different ways people enter in this profession. Some study interior design at university, like I did. Other attend like design schools or shorter professional programs. And there's no single correct path, like it's really relative. I know many people in Milan who studied for many years and still feel blocked and didn't like move from one role, didn't grow. And I also know self-made designers who learned the foundations and build like an amazing career. Some people also come from related fields like architecture, product design, visuals arts, and so on. In my case, I first studied communication and product design in Florence, and later I specialized in interior design at Politecnico di Milano, which is considered one of the top 5 universities in the world for design. So that education gave me a strong foundation, of course, but the real understanding of this profession started once I began working on real projects and people. So education gives you tools, of course, but experience show you how those tools are actually used in real life. Okay, here's the step number 4. Get close to real projects. So what it means? It means that this is where the profession really begins. Interior design cannot be understood through theory alone. At some point, you need to see how projects actually unfold. That might happen through, for example, internships, assisting experienced designers, collaborating on small projects, working inside design studios. So, when you are close to real projects, you begin to notice things that school rarely teaches you, and how, for example, technical understanding matters in this profession, how clients make decisions, so client psychology, how budgets influence design choices, and how many professionals are involved in one project, many of them, and how ideas slowly moved from concept to reality. That exposure is incredibly valuable at the beginning of your career. Okay, there is another path also. Uh, it is freelancing or building your own practice. So, but there is one thing: when people imagine this path, they often think it simply means like designing spaces independently. But freelancing actually means something much bigger, and it requires more responsibility. It means running a small business in a way, so around your design work. You're not only a designer in this case, you are also responsible for finding clients, presenting services, manage budgets, coordinating projects, building your professional, of course, relationships, and building your personal branding. In other words, you become not only designer but also a small business owner. So you need to learn how to position yourself, how to attract clients, how to price your work, how to communicate your value. And many designers begin inside studios to learn how projects work, and later they move into freelancing once they feel more confident in this profession. So both paths are valid. Some people love the collaboration of studios, work inside of studios. Others prefer the independence of their own practice. But let me be honest with you, freelancing is not only about design talent, and it also requires like organization, responsibility, and business skills, like learning positioning, how to manage your works with clients and so on, invoicing, for example. So it's much more than only designing. And finally, what beginners should focus on first, like the most important question. If you're just starting, the most important thing is this: do not try to master everything. Like everybody starts like with this pressure, like first, it's impossible, guys. Second, many designers get stuck because they believe they need to know everything, and for years they're stuck with this thinking. So interior design is an industry that evolves constantly because materials changes, technologies change. Even after many years, many like seniors professions don't know everything. I'm still also learning about new products and possibilities. So just relax. You don't need to know everything. Focus on building a strong foundation first. Observe spaces, analyze how they work, learn the language of drawings and layouts, and try to gain exposure to real projects here. Like this is like one of the most important steps. So because when you see how projects actually work in real life, the profession becomes much clearer, and this is how you gain also your confidence in this industry. So if you're at the beginning of your interior design journey and sometimes feel confused about where to start, that's completely normal. This profession is complex, and the way it appears online, it can make it look like much simpler than it really is. But it's complex, guys. It's really like there are many ways. Interior design is not only about creating beautiful spaces. It's about understanding people, so also psychology is involved a lot in this profession, solving spatial problems and guiding ideas until they become like real environments. And the good news is every designer in this industry started exactly where you are now. So at the beginning, trying to understand how the path works, like step by step, the picture becomes much clearer. And if you need to explore more options, I offer my 20 minutes free discovery call where we can speak about your career and speak about your next steps. Thank you and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.